NDTV, 13th of November 2023, what does China's submarine and warship presence mean for India and Karachi? China employs Pakistan as a proxy army to restrict India and wage war on both fronts. When Beijing and Islamabad began their largest ever naval exercises, high-resolution satellite photographs obtained by NDTV showed several frontline Chinese vessels, a submarine, and fleet support ships stationed at Karachi harbor. China's marine presence in the Indian Ocean has grown dramatically throughout the Sea Guardian 3 exercises. This includes building a sizable base in the Horn of Africa, Djibouti, and selling several cutting-edge platforms to regional navies, most notably the Pakistan Navy, which has recently purchased 4 Type 0548P frigates. Over the past year, many Chinese oceanographic survey and surveillance ships have also been spotted in the Indian Ocean. The Shi Yan 6, a Chinese ocean research vessel, went northward into Bay Bengal earlier this month, between the coast of Tamil Nadu and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, before docking in Colombo. Many people think that China has been intensively mapping the Indian Ocean's waters, especially the Bay of Bengal, to facilitate widespread submarine operations throughout the area. One of China's diesel-electric submarines, the Type 039, is berthed at Karachi. Beijing's confidence in its capacity to deploy naval assets thousands of kilometers away from its home ports is demonstrated by the boat's presence in the Arabian Sea, even if the specific capabilities of the vessel, including its quietness, remain highly guarded military secrets. Since 2013, the Chinese People's Liberation Army Navy, PLAN, is thought to have deployed a submarine in the Indian Ocean 8 times. It is also reported that China has rapid assault submarines in the Indian Ocean that are propelled by nuclear power. These don't need to come to the surface other than to restock supplies. Thus, they may stay underwater forever. It's unknown if the Chinese fleet participating in these drills also has a nuclear submarine deployed. Navy P-8 surveillance plane routinely tracked the Type 039 submarine and its accompanying supply ship when they entered the area through the Malacca Straits, according to sources keeping an eye on the deployment of Chinese warships in the Indian Ocean for the Sea Guardian drills. According to insiders, this is a forerunner to a potential increase in Chinese influence in the area. It's not a question of if but when China decides to deploy a carrier battle group in the Indian Ocean region, they claim. Its current port infrastructure, which includes its first overseas base in Djibouti, makes it easy to berth an aircraft carrier and its battle group. In an alleged $5 million contract, the Pakistani government bought 8 Type 039 submarine variants in April 2015. It was anticipated that the Karachi shipyard and engineering works would build 4 of the submarines. To date, not a single submarine has been delivered. 2 Type 54 frigates and a Chinese Type 52D guided missile destroyer were docked in Karachi before the 9-day Sea Guardian 3 naval exercises. Since 2013, the Chinese People's Liberation Army Navy, PLAN, is thought to have deployed a submarine in the Indian Ocean 8 times. An NDTV satellite image shows a Chinese Type 926 submarine tender docked in Karachi. The Type 926 is a replenishment ship and a submarine rescue ship, one of 3 ships of its kind reportedly in Chinese Navy service. This ship's presence is a dead giveaway that Chinese submarines are in the area. A Type 52D destroyer, 2 Type 54 frigates, and a Type 903 replenishment oiler, which allows the warships and submarines to conduct long-range operations, are also part of the Chinese battle group. The fact that the Chinese have significant interests in the Indian Ocean, particularly its maritime lanes, which transport most of China's energy, trade, raw materials, and completed commodities, must be acknowledged by our planners and decision-makers. As a result, warships and submarines from the PLA Navy, PLAN, will be seen in the Indian Ocean in more significant numbers. Former Navy Chief Admiral Arun Prakash, RED, stated that we cannot object to their presence on the high seas or entering friendly ports. China has established numerous naval bases around the Indo-Pacific region, IOR, in the last 20 years. Although referred to as a string of pearls, these are several China-financed friendly ports that the PLA Navy can use as needed. China opened its first overseas military post in Djibouti in 2016, and it plans to open more, maybe in Africa, he stated. In April of this year, Navy Chief Admiral R. Hari Kumar stated that the Indian Navy is keeping a watch on Chinese naval assets being deployed to ports in Pakistan. A significant number of Chinese vessels are present. The speaker stated that 3 to 6 Chinese warships are always in the Indian Ocean region. China also sends out research ships to the area. The Indian Navy is constantly working to track down Chinese naval assets. Chinese ships navigate westward to reach the Indian Ocean via three important choke points, the Sunda, Lombok, and Malacca Straits. Warships with mission-deployed capabilities and P-8 maritime reconnaissance aircraft of the Indian Navy are regularly positioned to intercept Chinese boats and monitor their movements for extended durations. India collaborates closely with the United States, a crucial maritime partner, to track the movements of Chinese warships, frequently providing real-time intelligence. The two sides underlined their strong commitment to safeguarding a free, open, and inclusive Indo-Pacific during last week's 2+2 dialogue between the foreign and defense ministers in New Delhi. This was a subliminal reference to China, which bases its economic expansion on the Belt and Road Initiative, an international infrastructure development strategy Beijing adopted in 2013 to invest in more than 150 countries. China supports the initiative by strengthening its maritime presence, especially in the Indian Ocean region. Washington has supported India's efforts to counterbalance Beijing's increasing economic might in nations like Sri Lanka by declaring on November 8 that it will spend more than $500 million on the Colombo port terminal, which the Adani Group is developing. China has been a significant funding source for Colombo's port and highway developments. Therefore, the country has struggled to pay back its debt. One example is the deepwater Hambantota port, which Colombo leased to China for 99 years after it was no longer profitable for them to run. Despite India's security worries, a Chinese research ship, the Yuan Wang 5, arrived at Hambantota last year. According to reports, the boat was sent to monitor Indian missile launches from Abdul Kalam Island, located off the coast of Odisha.